So I was looking in my garden. The tomato, there were some bad parts, but I cut it off. I broke it off. And look at that spinach, it's getting big. And the lettuce, it's not looking the best, but I'm gonna pick some in a little bit. But I saw tons of strawberries that were doing good. But then there's that strawberry I saw on the other side, and that's pretty much just rotting. But it's a good sized strawberry, but it's rotting. And it's gonna fall off and go in the trash. So that's looking good. And all those starts that I had, they pretty much didn't do anything. They looked horrible and they were dying, so I took them down. Yep. Oh, and then right there, flower fully bloomed. And look at those strawberries. There's one that's ripe. I'm going to leave it there a little bit longer. And then the peas. I tried to get them to stand, but they didn't want to stand. And look at this lettuce over here. Oh, and it looks like we have a little tomato right there and some kale. I didn't know that tomato was there. Oh, and it looks like we have another tomato. And it looks like more kale and some lettuce in there. I didn't know all that was in there, but I'm glad to see we have some lettuce, some kale, and tomatoes. And that other tomato that was in there, that one died. But the peas look good. And they're attaching to the string, and I didn't even do that. And there's a flower. Strawberries look good. Strawberries are going crazy in there. I hope those are ever-bearing strawberries because I would love to have those all season. And look, some more strawberries starting to bloom. You see the flowers, some mint. That cilantro is taken off, but it's not getting bushy like I'd like. And then that lemon balm that came back out of nowhere, and the spinach is doing good. And that mint's getting bigger and doing good. Strawberries, some parsley, more strawberries, some flowers. And that looks like that might be spinach down there. And there's some more mint. And then there's a strawberry that's covered in aphids. And then that strawberry is coming back. Not strawberry, but that tomato is coming back and it's looking good. And that parsley, the curly parsley, is going to seed. And that spinach over there is getting big and it's looking good. The lettuce isn't looking the best, but I'm going to pick some and it might come back after I pick it. And that right there, I thought that was spinach, but I think that might be bok choy. Because I forgot I do have bok choy all over my garden where it's just a weed. And that nasturtium didn't really get any bigger. And over here, this kale, it's gotten a lot bigger. And then out of the trays that I knocked over, those are still there. I'm not sure what it is. But I'm going to plant a pepper in there because it was going bad and I don't really want to eat it. And we have the kale, and then there's the lettuce is doing better than when it was in the green stalk because it was like getting smashed. And then the mint, I just put the mint in there for no reason, and the mint is looking really good because like look at this mint right here. I wasn't really expecting anything from it, but it turned out good. So the kale, the mint, and I think that's that kale and that kale seem to be my two best kales. Yeah, these tomatoes, these kale, and this tomato right here is getting pretty big. This is my biggest tomato by far this season, and I thought it was supposed to be like a tiny little one, like it wasn't. It's starting to produce tomatoes because I see the flowers about to bloom. Oh, and then the cilantro I brought out here, that's not looking good, but I'm gonna dump that out of there and throw it in there and see how it goes. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. I see tons of strawberries everywhere, all over, and then I'm gonna plant some more because I think I have some inside that are still good. And if they are, I'm gonna plant those. And I'm considering buying more strawberries. We have parsley over there that's going to seed. My lemon tree is down there. I don't know how my lemon tree is doing, but I don't expect too much from it because that's a bunch of trash sitting on it. I'm going to throw all that stuff out probably next week. Next week, my garden's probably going to look a lot different if I feel fine because I'm going to do a lot of gardening work. And I hope these peas actually last because these are like my best peas ever. Where I might have something that I can cook and freeze And I'd love to get enough strawberries to be able to freeze. And I might get enough kale because I'm putting kale, I'm going to leave that kale in a pot. As of now, I'm going to leave kale in a pot and let it grow big. And I'm probably going to put it Swiss chard in a pot to let it get big so I can have some all season. And I was just going to put tomatoes in the pots and let them get big, but I think I'm going to put plants under them because look at all these plants that are growing under this tomato. And if I can grow more stuff under the tomato and grow like Swiss chard and stuff, and then I was gonna plan on planting a lot of tomatoes at the top of these green stalks. I'm still gonna do that, but I think I'm gonna plant some cilantro in the shade too, and see how that goes, and flowers, and just plant a bunch of stuff and see what happens. Cause that's pretty much what I do with my green stalk: plant and see what happens. Yeah, cause like that mint right there, we have mint right there, we have mint right there, we have mint up there, we have mint there, we have some mint over there, and these are all different types of mint. Some of them might be the same. I think maybe one or two of them might be the same. And then that's lemon balm. And I'd love it if, because I planted some other balms in there, and I'd love it if something sprouted up. And I'm going to try to plant some stevia again and see how that does. But next week, I'm going to get more. Oh, I almost forgot. Oh, look at that snail right there. Where did I put my shovel? There's my shovel. And look at that snail. Look at it. Oops, I threw it in there. I didn't want it in there. Oops, it went somewhere. It's going to eat the snail stuff and go anyway. But I was trying to get it. Sometimes I try and get it, it goes in the green stalk. But who knows? But look at that. But what I was about to say is look at that right there. That is garlic. I planted garlic. Oh, that is garlic. That one's coming up slowly. So all that down there is garlic. I thought, why not grow garlic? It can be a pest deterrent, and that's why I planted a lot of flowers too, which can be pest deterrents. And I like garlic. So that'll be cool to see what happens with that. I might plant potatoes too. I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about that. Because I was going to plant lettuce out there, but I think I'm going to plant lettuce in these pots because the pots are going to have more shade than the green stalks. And I'm going to pull the green stalks out and spread them out more so they can have more space so I can turn them and see them. And then I'm going to buy a soil that said it wasn't amended soil, I think it was, or I can mix with other stuff. Because this soil is all supposed to be pretty much organic and stuff. Oh, and then I bought water crystals, a big bucket. And I'm going to see how that goes. And mix everything up and finish setting up this green stalk. And then set up the smaller one. And then try and set up some other green stalks. And then just clean up out here. I'm going to try and do that next week because I have a lot of time next week. Because I'm not really doing too much next week. Yeah, so I'm going to get a lot of soil, plant a bunch of tomatoes, because when I direct sow my stuff, it seems to do better. And I don't know what is determinate and what's not determinate, but we'll find out when it grows, when it stops growing. But I have 2 tomatoes in here, and I have that tomato from last year, and then that tomato from last year, and if like that tomato or another tomato decides to want to grow bigger, I'll let it. If I don't have a better tomato to replace it. So that's one type of kale. I think all this kale out here is pretty much the same type, but I'm going to plant more, and I'm going to plant stuff all together. And so stuff that's heat tolerant and stuff that isn't heat tolerant or less heat tolerant can be together. And right there, those are a bunch more tomatoes, but I'm going to wait to transplant those until those get bigger. And those are probably from a tomato that went bad that I didn't want, and I squeezed it off in there. And I'm going to do that probably next week or later today, squeeze a bunch of tomatoes in soil and let them grow, because that also saves me money, and you never know what you get. But I also I'm gonna consider buying tomatoes because it's Easter, and see what's out there. But if you like, watch and subscribe, and I'm about to dump that over. Yeah, that one's not growing as much as I thought it would. And I thought this would do better if I put it in there, because there's water at the bottom of here and it's self-watering, so it'd be harder for me to kill. That didn't work out for me. But I'm hoping stuff comes back and it does great. And we'll see how it goes. But that's the end of this video. I have lots of mint. I have lots of kale, lots of lettuce, lots of strawberry. Yeah, lots of kale, lots of mint, lots of strawberry, a few tomatoes. And I have lots of parsley, because there was parsley planted all mainly on that side. I decided to just cover it up because I don't need that much damn parsley. Yeah, parsley is basically parsley and lemon balm and bok choy, nasturtiums are basically weeds in my garden. And then tomatoes are too, a little bit, because they just pop up too sometimes. Like those tomatoes, I don't even remember those, but I probably squeezed it in there at some point and they came back. And then I still have lots of tomatoes that are popping up. Like that, I think that was a tomato and it didn't do so well. Yeah, I'm going to clean out so I can get to my hose and clean my hose and water with my hose more too. Yeah, and then I might even pull down some of those pots right there and plant some stuff in them. I don't know. I have a big bucket of water crystal, so I might just put a bunch of that in the soil. And we'll see how things go. I might fill up the green stalks a little more, but I'm definitely going to spread them out so I can turn them better. Because I have one spinner out here that's not being used, and I think I have like 2 or 3 inside that aren't being used that I just bought. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more green stalks I can set up. But I might set up all 5. No. That would be a bit much. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 set up already. And damn, I have a lot of green stalks. But if you like, watch and subscribe. And I can't wait until these tomatoes get ripe because they look so good. I mean, not tomatoes, strawberries, but I also can't wait till the tomatoes get ripe because I get to try stuff that I can't get in the stores. If you like, watch and subscribe. Bye.